my goodness. So we're going to get started so we can keep on track here. So welcome to the Lunch Bunch Zoom. I'm so happy to see all your faces and get to network with you. We'll have a breakout session after our lovely speaker, Patricia. I want to thank our September sponsor, and that is Colleen Giselle, and she's the executive director for the Center for Spiritual Awakening. So if you're looking for ancient wisdom delivered in a modern way, make sure you check out the Center for Spiritual Awakening. And then we also, on October 5th, we're going to be doing an in-person networking here in Monterey, and it will be at our showrooms. And that is Flooring America's Floor Store USA and Cypress Cabinets. So you can come. We have beautiful showrooms. We'll have wine and tasty treats. So that will be good to see everybody there that can make it and that is in town. Also, for our Santa Cruz chapter, we will be seeing you at Bruno's Restaurant in Scotts Valley, and that's on September 29th. So we'll get to know our Santa Cruz peeps a little better as time goes on. We also have the six-figure think tank hosted by the award-winning Patty Farmer, and that's coming up October 12th at 1 p.m. Pacific time, and that's a member-only benefit. Make sure you come. It's really good. It's not recorded. You can just really speak your mind about your business, and we end up really helping each other at those meetings. I think that's it for my announcements. I'm going to hand it over to Megan, and she's going to tell us about our new members. Megan?
Thank you, Teresa. Good afternoon. My name is Megan Mertz. I am the Professional Women's Network Membership Chair. And right now we are doing our membership drive for the whole month of September, which for our members, new members at $150 rate for local members, but instead of getting the 12 months, you get 15 months. So it's quite a steal. And for the out-of-state members, it's $97. So it's a great time. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Liz, you're on my to-do. I was just messaging you, so I know we'll be in touch on that one. And so far, for our new members, we have Alicia Sudol from Ala Arvida. I might butcher that. Linda Lenore, a beautiful center of light from Sequim, Washington. And we have Christina Sabea from Dr. Christina Sabea over in Santa Cruz as well, who participated in our six-figure think tank last month or last yesterday.
She just jumped right in.
I love that. It's great. Good.
Megan,
good.
What are we winning again? I mean, what's in the basket so far?
So right now, there will be some blasts on Facebook. There's about 6 different things right now going on, from a $100 gift card to Home Goods. We also have $250 of Marriott, and the list goes on and on. But right now, we're looking at about over $2,000. So stay tuned on those blasts on Facebook here shortly on that.
Awesome. So the person that brings the most members in gets a shot at the basket?
Yeah. So for anyone who refers, they will be able to receive, they'll get entered in to win the grand prize of all of them. And actually last year, Heidi Parkerner was one who referred one member and actually won it all. So
yes, awesome. So a couple of different ways to win, and the basket is just growing every day. So that makes it nice. Last year, I think it was up to what, almost 5,000 by the time. I
think it was 35. I have to double check.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was okay. Well, maybe this year it will be. I thank you, Megan. I have, we also, Christina was nice enough to put the link so you can be on Ask the Expert, where we interview you. We're in our 2nd season. It's great exposure for you and your business. It goes on YouTube, and then you can share it too and also put it on your website. Also, we're looking for board members, and we're looking for a special events person, and that would take care of our events that we have. And then we're also looking for a fundraiser. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and just private message me here in the chat, and I will get back to you. And then you can just go to that link and sign up for the Ask the Expert to be interviewed. So let's go to our member introductions. Let's try to keep it short because I want to have enough time so we can go into some breakout rooms together. So Jody, why don't you go first?
Hey, okay. Well, I'm unmuted. Hi, everyone. My name is Jody Royer. I'm the PWN 2022 Woman of the Year, and I am the Technology Director on the board for PWN. My business focuses on helping small businesses, experts, and specialists with their digital marketing, and so that you don't have to do it all yourself. And some people actually let it go, and we do everything for them. So imagine that you have a nice team of 3 or 4 people doing all your digital marketing for you. That's what I help you get. Thank you.
Thank you. Marion.
Hi there, I'm Marion Gelletley, and I am Programs Chair for PWN this year. And I just want to ask you, if you go to your closet every morning and you stop and you stare and you get frustrated because you can't figure out what to wear, well, I am a certified image master and style coach of 30 years, and I work with busy, successful women, 50 and better, who want to eliminate dissatisfaction with what's in the closet, that want to eliminate the syndrome of I have a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear, and who want to stop wasting money buying things that really don't make them happy. So I get clients crystal clear on developing that style recipe, their own authentic, vibrant style. Marion Gelletley with Powerful Presence.
Thank you, Marion. You do an awful darn good job at it too, to tell you. Sandra.
So, yes, my business is Super Spotter Shop Silver, and it's only one product that I sell, and it's a wonderful product, non-allergenic.
Thank you. And what year were you Woman of the Year?
1998.
Woo! Awesome. Marion, you were our 2020 Woman of the Year. So that was a good year. Julianne.
Oh, hello, everyone. And again, like Jody, I'm so glad that I'm off mute. That doesn't often happen. All right, so I'm Julianne Wutke. This year, I am serving as the showcase chair, so I get to introduce our showcaser a little later on. I am a health coach, and I basically specialize in helping professional women over 50 look and feel ageless.
Thank you. Well, it's working on you.
Oh, thanks.
We'll go to Christina.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christina Sabella. I am a doctor of acupuncture and a transformational coach, and I help people who are going through big transitions in their life, divorces, grieving the loss of a loved one, new jobs that they're stepping into, their new career, empty nesters. I help them to step into their new life with absolute authenticity and heart-centered vibrance so that they can really mind, body, spirit, live their life to the best of their ability, because we just have one life to live. Let's do it, do our best. Thank you.
Thank you. I love your enthusiasm. And I love coaches. I've had coaches all of my life, and it's just, they're just great. Oh, a lot to them. Thank you. Patricia. Why not?
Hi, my name is Trish Tatarek, or Patricia. I am a body language strategy coach, and this is new to me because my history has been 30 years in real estate. And what I help do is help people learn to magnetize business to themselves, like at an authentic level, to show up with purpose and intention.
Nice. Thank you. Liz.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Liz Barton, and I'm a Cabby stylist. I'm representing Cabby Women's Clothing. And I love to help women who don't like to shop, who don't have time to shop, or aren't enjoying what they're finding in the clothes in the stores where they're shopping. So I offer personal styling appointments, or love to get a few gals together with a group of their friends and have some fun with fashion.
It sure is fun. Yes, I've been to a few of those. They're always great. Charlie.
Hello, everybody. My name is Charlie King with Charlie's Choices here in Northwestern Wisconsin. So I am an advocate for the plant. I educate people about CBD from the hemp plant. I want everyone to learn about what it is, what it does, and where to find the best, because I believe it's your health, your life, your choice. Charlie King from Charlie's Choices.
Thank you, Charlie. And Charlie does know her stuff. We interviewed her on Ask the Expert, and I was blown away by your knowledge.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Krista.
Can I make a quick suggestion?
Absolutely.
Can I have everybody put their contact information in the chat? Then we can get a hold of each other if we want to do it.
I think that's a great idea. It'd be great if you could get, pick a person and private message her and say, hey, let's have a coffee date. Is it okay if I contact you? And we'll do that. I don't like to call out who's going to have coffee on the screen a lot of times, because we've got some people that maybe don't get called on. I've been one of those before. And then you feel like that kid in sports that didn't get picked.
But if we all have our information in the chat, then we can reach out to everybody else.
Okay, let's do that if you can, lady.
Okay, thanks.
Krista.
Hello, everybody. I am Krista Beavers with Guardian Accounting, Inc. and the creator of Dress Your Business for Success, an online program. And I am also now the newest secretary of PWN.
Yay. It's going to be great having you aboard.
Thank you for welcoming me. Sorry, I've been sick, so I'm a little stuffy and sound funny.
Not at all. Thank you. Erin.
All right, good afternoon now, everyone. My name is Erin Lyman, and I am the Community Engagement Manager at the Arts Council for Monterey County. And I basically do a lot of engagement in the community, but mostly trying to find people that qualify for our funding and then help them get started on the application and grant process.
Love it. Thank you, Erin. Elizabeth.
I'm Elizabeth Stitt. My business is Joyful Parenting Coaching. And I totally forget, Teresa, what else we're supposed to say.
Congratulations. What's good to have you here, Elizabeth. Let's go to Eddie.
Hi, my name is Eddie Matsumoto, Art and Design. I'm a fine artist represented by Venture. I also
kind of cutting out.
Yeah, my internet is stable, so I'll make it quick. So people who love art and travel, and so it's very practical, wrinkle-free, machine washable. So I empower women with the artistic to go.
Okay, well, you froze a little bit. Eddie makes beautiful clothing, one-of-a-kind art pieces. They're surprisingly affordable for the work she puts in them. They're amazing. She also had done the art around Carmel, around the hearts. I forgot what it's called exactly. Marion Gallantly would know. Maybe your internet's more stable. What is it? Oh, you're on.
Yeah.
You're on mute.
Carmel Hearts.
Carmel Heart. She's done 2 of the artworks around Carmel that came out beautifully and stuff. So I wanted to fill in for her since she was really breaking up. So thank you, Marion. Let's go to Megan.
Hello again, Megan Mertz with the Ream Companies. I'm the Business Development Assistant Director. We are the preferred premier local restoration company called Disaster Cleanup Specialists, and we also provide a flooring and cabinets. So for Floor Store USA, Flooring America, and Cypress Design and Build. Hopefully you'll be able to attend the mixer on October 5th to see our brand new showroom that's been revamped. And thank you.
Oh, that'll be fun. Did I miss anyone? Okay, I'm Teresa Ream, your Professional Women's Network President. I'm also the president of the Ream Companies, which consist of Disaster Cleanup Specialists, Flooring America's Floor Store USA, and Cypress Design and Build. And I welcome you all here today. Let's give each other a hand. And don't forget to put your information in and pick somebody you want to have a virtual coffee with, or if you live close, you can even have an in-person. So let's go to Julianne, and she's going to introduce our showcase today.
Yes, so I'm super excited today. And you heard from her a little bit earlier, just a few minutes ago, really. One of our very newest members, hailing from the Santa Cruz area, Dr. Christina Sabella. And I do appreciate, since our sponsor was not able to be with us in person today, that Christina just, in all her enthusiasm, jumped in and was able to be our showcase. So here is her introduction for Dr. Christina Sabella. Christina is a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine, licensed in both California and nationally. She's an addiction recovery and psychospiritual integration coach. Also, she is certified by Being True to You and is a certified Reiki master teacher for 8 years. Christina offers private acupuncture, coaching and Reiki healing sessions, development of spiritual techniques, and Reiki classes regularly. She facilitates sacred circles to help people transform themselves, heal, and dive deeply within to foster a greater understanding of themselves and the world. She works with highly sensitive and empathic people who are making big shifts in their lives and are ready to heal themselves so that they can become truly what they were meant to be. Her business is a hybrid model with offerings both online and in person, and she's excited to connect and collaborate with other women as we support each other's growth and businesses. So take it away, Christina.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here today. It is such an honor to be able to speak in front of you and just really to be a part of this beautiful witnessing of women coming together to support each other. This is literally one of the main missions in my life, is to help women learn more ways to actually hold each other up, right? And I think it's important that we all are continuing to step out into the world and just do these things where we come together and see how can we support each other, how can we be of service in a way that is mutually beneficial to all of us, because it is beneficial to all of us when one of us is successful. At least that's my belief. So thank you again. And hard to figure out, where do I start, right? I obviously have a lot of different tools and modalities that I use in my business, but they all are for one particular aim, which is helping to support my clients through their transformative process. And so I use these different tools and modalities in all these different ways. Of course, sometimes people just come in for acupuncture, and that's perfect because it's a holistic model, right? I have a painless needle technique that I use that I've been well trained in that helps people to have a very gentle, relaxing atmosphere and feel their nervous system calming while they're receiving their treatment. Sometimes I combine it with Reiki, and that only further deepens their nervous system relaxation and their ability to clear and release those things that are stuck in their body, their energy field, and their heart, so that they can step forward in a fuller, more vibrant, more healthy life, right? That our pain, whether it's emotional pain, physical pain, spiritual pain, our pain is a stuck energy that's inside us somewhere in our field, right? And so that's kind of a woo way of talking about pain, but it's literally what I do is helping people. They come to me and they're like, this is my pain, this is what I have, and they want support in dealing with it. And so whether that's through talk coaching, through experiential ceremony, healing circles, I do womb blessing and healing ceremonies for people and help them to reconnect with their physical body. A lot of the people that I work with are not only highly sensitive, but often have had trauma of some kind in the past, whether it's narcissistic abuse, sexual trauma, emotional trauma, physical trauma, and they are nervous in their body. They're in fight or flight mode all the time. They're scared a lot and they're in pain because their nervous system is flaring all over the place. And so the work that we do together using these different tools, theta healing, Reiki, talking, presence and witnessing, non-judgment, safe spaces for these women who have been through so much and are ready to make these huge shifts in their life, but they don't know what to do because they have literally never been given the freedom, complete freedom, to step into their life in a way that they choose. And we allow that to unfold for them in many different ways, whether it's clearing the physical pain, whether it's talking through the process and setting up a goal-oriented plan for them. Tomorrow, you can go and do a job hunt and then think about this, or whether it's the intuitive and spiritual side where we feel in our body which reality would feel the most vibrant for you as you step forward. How many times have we made decisions that way? And what if we did just live our life from a place of vibrance and passion, from love and this wholehearted yes in our body, right? And that's it's a tool that needs to be developed over time. And so I hold these women in all these different ways as they're transforming their process, as they're stepping through this huge portal that they're walking through, whether it's they're going through a divorce or they're empty nesters. Now they suddenly don't have kids at home anymore. What is left for them? What are they going to do with their lives? And often we see this is happening at a time when they're going through many hormonal shifts, and we can calm the nervous system. We can help them to choose. I will help them to choose a life that they want to be living as they step forward, and to do it with their whole heart and in complete alignment. And so I don't know exactly my timing, but I think it's kind of close, and that basically sums up to some extent what I do. So I work in distance through coaching, through theta healing, and through many also healing circles that I do online, and then in person doing some of those techniques, but also in-person circles and acupuncture. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Christina. You are wise beyond your years, most definitely. It's good to have you with us. I'm so glad you're with us now. Let's move to Marion, and she's going to introduce today's speaker.
Yes, I'm honored to introduce Patricia Tatarek. She's told us a little bit about her already, but she has 30 years of experience as a realtor and 15 years of experience working as an executive assistant to several top Northwest corporations and Fortune 500 companies. Trish actually resides in Washington State, so we're very honored to have you here today. In 2020, she embarked on her own health and wellness journey and found her passion in coaching others as a certified health and wellness coach. She has excelled in her experience of helping others as a certified body language strategist to continue to help others discover or enhance their own leadership and executive presence. So today she is going to be talking to us about the secrets of body language strategy. So take it away, Patricia.
Hi, everyone. I want to let you know that it's an honor to be able to share today among such beautiful and successful women. So thank you for having me. And as she said, my name is Trish Tatarek, or I go by Patricia, and I'm a body language strategy coach. And I'm going to save a little bit more about me later on how I got here. I want to jump into one question right away. And that is, how many of you have ever attended a presentation on body language or how to present? If you can raise your hand. Okay, well, I'm hoping today that you're going to walk away with some new information, a new view of body language. So I'm going to share a presentation with you right now. And I'm going to ask for your forgiveness in advance because I'm working with two computers, and as much as I want technology to be my friend, sometimes it's not, but we're going to give this a go. Okay, so what we're going to start with today is we're going to start with how do we create influence, and see, yep, there goes the computer right now. Okay, so I want you to know it's important to be intentional with what you're saying, but do you know what you're saying when you're not saying anything at all? When you're just sitting there and you're quiet, or standing there, you're quiet. or you just walked into a room. It's how are you showing up? That's the one question. Are you aware of the perception that you're creating? Because this is all about being intentional with our body language and not being reactive. So let me get the slide direction going here. Oh, it's not going to do it for me. There we go. So I practiced this in rehearsal so many times, but we know how that goes. So the thing is not to get flustered by it. This is all honesty for all of us. So it might help you to start to understand what the difference is between a body language expert and a body language strategist. So an expert, now they're going to teach and they're going to comment on the reactive side of body language, the outside observation. Where a strategist, we do that as well, but we are also looking at body language from the inside out because we want to connect it to goals and the impact that you want to make. Then we're going to wrap your body language around that so that you're showing up with purpose and you're showing up with intention. And that's how we're going to start creating an influence and impact without even saying a word. So I want to share a little bit about me. As Marion said, I have 30 years as a realtor. I was a new construction specialist. And when we hit the bust of 2008, new construction was the first thing to go. So I ended up hanging my real estate license in an office. Well, I really lost a sense of my confidence and a sense of myself. I didn't know how to attract business to me because as a new construction agent, my business always walked in the door to me. Well, as an agent, we always have to renew our licenses. And let's fast forward it 10 years. I'm doing okay in business. I'm making decent money, but I'm struggling. It's hard. It's difficult. So I see this course to renew my license, and it's a 3-hour clock hour course with our founder, Kirsten Shields. And it was on body language. And I thought, wow, let me sign up for that because it's different than real estate law, real estate ethics, you know, the boring stuff. And after 3 hours, I was totally hooked. I was so magnetized to Kirsten and her message that I wanted to learn more about how to magnetize business to myself. So I took 2 courses with her. And at the age of 61, decided to leave real estate and get certified with her program. Because my desires and my goals are to help others with their confidence and teach the skills that will magnetize business to them as well. Okay. So it's all about our first impression. So raise your hand if you feel that the first impression is important. No? Yes, I agree. That first impression is so critical. It really makes a difference from the start of meeting someone. And this is so important. And this was mind-blowing to me when I was taught this. Did you know that the way you present yourself is the permission that you are giving to others on how they are going to choose to work with you, whether or not they are going to want to connect with you and choose to work with you? We're giving them the permission. We're often waiting for them to give us permission, but we need to give that permission first. So I have another question for you, and you can answer this in the chat, and we'll kind of check this back in a minute. How long do you think it takes to make a first impression? Go ahead and put your answer in the chat, and I'll check that in a minute. There are 3 layers to your first impression, and there are the primal brain, our subconscious brain, and the conscious brain. That primal layer, mind-blowing, only takes 1/10 of a second. It's the deepest layer. Its main job is to access our safety. It is built to access our safety. I want you to think of the fight or flight response that we have. Because what are we? We're pack animals. So it accesses our safety in 2 ways: survival of tribe and survival of self. So at that primal level of the moment that you see someone, immediately you're assessing them. Is this someone I feel safe around? Can this be a possible mate? Will they harm me? Do I want to add them to my tribe, to my personal circle? And that's what's happening in that first 1/10 of a second. Now, the second layer, that subconscious, that's our programming. So I want you to think family, your ethnic background, your social aspect, your environment, your faith. These are all of our biases. We see something that feels familiar through this programming and it automatically relaxes us, and we tend to be more drawn to it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you've grown up with. It can be whatever you have taken in deeply throughout your life. And sometimes that can start at a very young age. It's just something that aligns with your core values. So Kirsten often shares a story with me about her and her cousin. They're like 4 months apart. And at the age of 4 and 5, they played a lot together. So one weekend she's over there and they're playing with these stickers, and her cousin brings out her stickers and she takes a Hello Kitty sticker and she sticks it right here. Now, why did she do that? Because she wanted to be like the East Indian lady that lived down the street, her neighbor. She wanted a bindi. She naturally gravitated towards that culture. And even to the point that in high school, she would dress up in saris. And understand, Kirsten and her cousin, their ethnic background, it's Celtic. So where did she get this? She just adopted this core programming and she just incorporated it as part of her core existence. It wasn't a have to because this is the way you're raised. It is often what we're going to choose to connect with that's going to align us with our core values, and that's deep into our programming. And that brings us to our third layer. That is what is our personal likes are. Think of your favorite color. I usually only wear gold jewelry. And that's because my personal wardrobe consultant told me to. Me and my husband, we belong to the Mercedes car clubs. We only drive Mercedes. We only vacation in Cabo or Hawaii, or it could be your favorite food. You know, one of my best friends, it's Mexican, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Where do you want to go? Mexican. And that's one of her personal likes. So I want you to think that already in these 3 layers, a lot of information's been mulled through, decided on, and we haven't even said hello. So that answers our question. Here it is. The primal brain is 1/10. The subconscious is, then it blooms into the subconscious, and then it goes into the conscious brain, and that happens in 1 second. So let me check the chat here. Just give me a minute to get to that chat and see what you guys said. 6 minutes, 3 seconds, 3 seconds. My original answer was 3 seconds because that's where I heard that somewhere once. 1 second, that's all we have. Now here's another question for you. How long do you think it takes to erase a bad impression? The answer is 10 one-on-1 hour sessions, 10 hours. So if you've had a first bad impression, you need to spend more time with that person. The faster you do that, then the faster that bad impression will go away. Well, why 10 hours? Because we want to get to a solid, you're safe to be around, you're cool. They will want to bring you into their tribe, and that, you know, they get what you're about. So that again is why it's very important to have the right first impression from the get-go. So we once had a lady tell us, well, you know, it just takes time to get to know me. No one gets me right away. And I understand that because I'm an extrovert and I come from the loud family and I'm very direct. To the point that often my friends would apologize. You just got to get to know Trish. Once you get to know her, you'll see that she has one of the kindest hearts you've ever been around. Well, guess what I did? I wasted that person's time, and time is money, and I don't have money to throw in the garbage. It is not the other person's responsibility to get to know you. It is your responsibility. It's your job. It's not their job to figure you out, to figure your message. And if you're waiting for that, then it's a huge waste of opportunity. And it's an opportunity that if you want it back, you're going to have to chase it. So my friend Janelle, she has this quote from her mother. I don't know the author, so if anyone knows, please let me know. To make a good impression is commendable. To make a bad impression is regrettable. To leave no impression is unforgivable. So those are our 3 layers: the primal brain, subconscious brain, and conscious brain. These 3 layers, they're going to create a lens that we're interacting through before we even say hello. So how are you showing up? Now there's a second part to this. There's the science aspect. And this is the part that I think is really cool because it connects us emotionally. So what most people don't know is that these 3 layers create this strong pull, and they're called mirror neurons. And mirror neurons are the synapses that fire when we're emotionally feeling connected to something and we get pulled into that emotion of the moment. Now, who's really good at this? Hollywood, because they've created a quadrillion-dollar industry based on this one factor of our human brain. Think about it, the movie theaters. I know a lot of us have to think back to the last time we went to a movie, but they're so cool now. We got these lounge chairs and you can order food and drink and have it served to you. You can have as much butter on your popcorn as you could possibly want. You have candy and you're in this perfect bubble of awesomeness, right? And then what happens? The movie starts, and somewhere in the movie, everything falls apart. The couple breaks up, the dog dies, and the car goes off the cliff. And what are we doing in the movie theater? Let me get to my next slide here. We're doing this. Oh my God, the whole world is falling apart. Oh my goodness. Why are you crying? I mean, really, you're in awesomeness. You have wine, you have chocolate. What is the problem? Why is this really happening to you? Because you again are in your bubble of awesomeness. And it's those mirror neurons that are getting you emotionally connected to what is happening in front of you. And guess what? They're so powerful that you're crying like your life's in a personal train wreck for people you don't know. And guess what? They don't even exist. And this shows us how deep into our core human condition this goes. Because as human beings, we emotionally respond to what we physically see and what we hear. Now, I want you to remember that because I'm going to repeat that often during the presentation. We as human beings emotionally respond to what we physically see and what we hear. And that's what we at the Body Language Strategy Academy do. We're working on the inside out of body language. So I have a question. How are you showing up? Okay, let me get to my next slide here. Thank you. Well, at the Body Language Academy, we're teaching the concept of magnetizing because it's that deep, deep core human condition. And magnetizing, well, that's the permission you're going to give to others on how they're going to choose to work with you. So you're going to wrap yourself first around your mindset and then the physicality, because your body goes where your mindset is. If your mindset is not clear, you're not clear on your intention, you're not clear on your purpose, it will show in your physicality and you will not appear confident, competent, trustworthy, or approachable. Okay. Next slide. The Body Language Academy. We are coaching leadership here. The founder of the Body Language Academy is Kirsten Shields, and she has worked with Fortune 500 companies and performers from all around the world. And she found that working with them, it was apparent that there were 4 main aspects that when you walked in a room and you exuded these 4 things, you would automatically be perceived as a leader. Oops, see, there we go. I get that. And those 4 things are confidence, competence, trust, and approachability. So my goal here today is that you will walk away with 4 tips, 1 in each pillar. And then at the end, it's nice because we have a free offering for you as well. So let me get to the next slide. There we go. So confidence. What is confidence? Well, it's the cornerstone of our pillars. It's the foundation of the tribe. So our definition is different than what the Webster Dictionary has. It's posture, breath, and your energy level. These are unspoken nonverbal cues of our social status, our personality, the confidence that you have. These are our core human condition factors. It is what will help you to be determined and seen as a leader. There's 2 functional aspects here. We have our skeletal alignment and our core body functions, and they work together. It's all about in our carriage, how you carry your body in that skeletal alignment. That's going to affect your core body functions. What are those? That is allowing your body to breathe, allowing the blood to flow, and allowing your brain to be on its A game. And it's what we call existing from our center point. So here's how we show confidence. And that is shown through extending our bodies to our full natural height. And we can do this whether we're sitting or whether we're standing. In body language, it's all the same from the hips up. That alignment is the same. Now, when you're standing, your feet will affect your alignment. But since we're all on Zoom, let's talk about Zoom right now. We really can't see much, but did you know we can sense it? 90 to 95% of people in the world do not carry themselves with confidence in the medium of Zoom. And why is that? Because we're used to slouching at our computers, being on our phones, driving our cars for long distances. And what happens is that we shrink down 2 to 3 inches from our natural body height. We appear smaller, we look more like a blob, and we look 10 pounds heavier. Now, I don't know about you. I know I see people sit straight up. I don't know about you. I don't want to look 10 pounds heavier. I'm trying to lose 10 pounds. So immediately when I sit up, I immediately look thinner. Happy New Year. No need to thank me on that. And I want you to understand, this is going to feel physically different. Your body's going to fight you at first because our core muscles, we've let them weaken. But after a while, you will naturally start correcting yourself. And the beauty of this is if you're looking for a different response in life, you have to do something different. So here's our tip number 1. We know that these chairs that most of us are sitting in are not built for good posture. So don't sit back, because what we do is we have a tendency to swivel during our meetings and slouch. I want you all to get in your, kind of sit on the edge of your chair, and you'll automatically be sitting straight. So everyone scoot to your edge. Now, I have to agree that I understand that if you are watching a movie with your children, loved ones, or your pet, you're not going to be doing this. But if you're in a professional environment, this is how you're going to carry your body. You're going to want to sit at your full height. If you are not allowing your body to have good posture, you are not giving people permission to feel good about you. You can show up super knowledgeable. Everyone feels you're trustworthy, that you're very kind, that you're approachable, that you're fun to be around. But if you're not doing it confidently, it's all for naught. So that's our first pillar. How are you showing up? Let's move to our next slide. Hold on, like I said, I got 2 computers here going on and my mouse is not cooperating. There we go. Competence, fluidity. This is the elite level of the tribe. This is our pillar number 2. This is consistency of fluidity of movement of both your body and your voice. And now we're starting to look how you are in action. It's based on agility and consistency. It's where we're going to start to connect our messaging with our physical movement. It's really hard to see in Zoom, but I'm moving my hands a lot. Competence is where we start to create nuances of our messaging. It's where you're landing your thoughts and you're using your hands to do that because it connects the brain to what you're saying. And it's also going to affect that lens that people are looking through that we created in those 3 layers. And you're going to look at them and you're going to say, are you just starting out? Are they a Hall of Famer? Are they at the highest elite level? Now, we once had someone say to us, I don't want to be elitist. I don't want to appear as elitist. And this is not about being elitist. This is about being elite in your industry. It's about your elite skill set being seen from the get-go. It is about how you're presenting yourself, because that is creating an expectation that you're setting forward of what level of interaction that this is going to be at. And that's what's key. I mean, think of the ballerina here. She's prima donna, right? And prima means top. And why? Because she does everything with the most fluidity, the most grace. She has the largest leaps, the fastest turns, and it's all fluid. And then if we went to more of a masculine side, we can think of people running around on a grass field with a ball. And they're spending a lot of money to see that. And we don't even have to be there because we're spending money at home on our favorite winning team. We bought the jersey, we bought the merchandise. We've asked our friends to buy the jersey. Come over to my house, bring the merchandise, wear your jersey. And we're yelling at the TV and we're yelling at our team. And we're all the part of the same tribe. And this is what goes back to feeling like you're part of a tribe and you perceive your team as elite. Now, who's really good at this? You heard I'm from Washington State, the Seahawks 12th man. The Seahawks made a jersey and calls us the 12th man, and we're the 12th member of the team. They've got this down packed. This is how we get pulled into movement and a certain type of movement that we see. So whether we're at the ballet, watching football, soccer, or a presenter. Because if it's the right movement, we're going to perceive it as an elite movement. And this is where we will spend our money and invest ourselves emotionally. Now, so how does that relate to you? It's the aspect of magnetizing business, because in your movement, you're showing up as elite, and others will want to put the energy into being part of your tribe. It's based on your fluidity. And the beauty is you won't have to chase them. They're going to come to you. And this is where you physically buy back time, and you're saving time and money because you're attracting business to you. Now, there's a second side, and the other side of that is the vocal aspect. It's the fluidity of the voice. It's emotion. It pulls at the heartstrings. It magnetizes us to be emotionally involved, because that vocal cadence can be two things: soothing or disruptive to the ears. And we've all heard the saying, it's not what you say, but how you say it. So I can go, hello, I'm Trish Tatarek, and I'm a body language strategy coach. And I'm so happy to be with you here today. Or I can go, hello, my name is Trish Tatarek, and I'm so happy to be with you here today. I can't wait to present this to you. Now, this is what we at the Academy help people with, and that's how to create that enticing vocal cadence. Because we want to emphasize your message. We want it pulled towards those emotions. We want people to be wanting to be part of your tribe, and it's all in that fluidity of the voice. I mean, think about Zoom calls or the last presentation that you were at, and you couldn't hear the speaker clearly, and you had to lean in and you had to strain to hear them. Or the messaging wasn't connecting, and you're going, oh, you get that perplexed look on your face. What are you talking about? What happens, it becomes frustrating, tiring. You stop listening, and it just puts you in that mindset that, why am I even here? Gosh, this is a waste of my time. It's a waste of my money. I don't even know why I'm here. Because as your audience, if you're making it difficult for them to listen to you, and you have to do all the work to get clear on the information, that can create frustration, annoyance, and that frustration makes that primal brain react, and it's going to feel uncomfortable, and it's going to pull away, and it's going to shut down, and it's going to say no. Our vocal projection, our speech rate, our cadence, we want to use that to pull, to magnetize people to our message. This is where you are creating your message and making it beautiful and appealing and pulling at those heartstrings. And the heartstrings is where we're going to spend the money. How many would agree with that? So here's tip 2 on our competence. Just slow down a little bit. Most people, especially when we come to the end of our presentations, we are asking for the close. We're asking you to join us. We're asking you to part with money. We really get nervous and we get anxious, and it starts to show in our physicality. And that comes into body language. We start talking faster. We start jumbling our words. Again, to slow down and take that deep breath. And that's going to connect you to the pillar of confidence. So everybody take a deep breath and let it out. Now we've connected the first 2 pillars. The first 2 are confidence, competence, and those are creating our pull. So we're going to move into our next pillar, which is trust. This is the ownership of the tribe. Trust is an important factor in magnetizing. It's the stamp of mine. You know this. We all know this. My hairstylist, my real estate agent, my broker, my agent, my mechanic, my doctor, my nurse, my dentist, my nail salon. That requires trust. You have trust in them. You're magnetized to them. You will make the effort to drive farther and pay more money to see them because you perceive them as elite. And you will refer your friends and your family to them because you want them to have that same elite experience. And we know how, we know how important this stamp is. This stamp of creating mind, there we go, is so important. So I want you to go back though and think of phase 1 of the pandemic and phase 2. when the smaller businesses started open and they could start taking on clients again. How many of you immediately got on the phone, called your hairstylist or your nail salon or your doctor to make an appointment? How many of you were willing to wait a month to see them because you wouldn't see anybody else that was available? I mean, think about society. Within 10 minutes of your house, you have everything you need, but we will drive farther and pay more for that elite person. The point is that you will put the effort in because you have that stamp of mind. And that stamp starts the nanosecond that we start talking. Now, a lot of you probably have kids, and you know the first words out of their mouth was dada or mama. But that third word was mine. And they would throw a temper tantrum and were screaming if you took something out of their tribe. And what was their tribe? Their train, their car, their doll, their bunny. These things are alive to them because of their imagination. And if you take someone out of their tribe, they're going to have a fit. And that's based on that emotional core human condition. Because as humans, we emotionally respond. This is that saying again, we emotionally respond to what we physically see and hear. So what do you deem as mine? What is the farthest you will drive for that elite mind? Now there's another side to trust. What could impact trust? Well, if something is of discord and it's not matching up, there's no consistency. And that's going to start create a question above your head like, what's going on here? Because confusion creates opposition. Because if you're saying something, but you're not physically showing it, it's going to create a dichotomy. And what is that primal brain going to do? It's going to start to pull back. It's because you've triggered a fear and it's going to shut down and it's going to say no. Now, I asked Kirsten, how do I show trust at the first impression? Isn't trust something that's built over time? So raise your hand if you think trust is built over time. Okay, most of us do, some of us, how many feel that you can do in the first impression? Well, let me answer this for you. We emotionally respond to what we physically see and hear, right? I've said that. So let's talk specifically about the physicality of our bodies and what that looks like on us. What does trust look on us? We all have a brain and it runs the show. And it's really important. And it's in this hard shell. It's in this hard casing. It's well protected. However, from the bottom part of your jaw to the pelvic bone, this is where we're physically vulnerable. This is where all our vital organs are, the least amount of protection. We got a few little bones, ribs, and some soft tissue protecting it, right? So if you got pierced in your arm or in your leg, it's going to suck, but it's not going to be lethal. It's not going to be fatal. However, if you got pierced in your torso area, it could be immediately life-threatening or ending. So can you see that when we are open to others, from that jawbone to that pelvic bone, we are keeping the space open. I'm reflecting out trust. I'm trusting you not to hurt me. And we have this mantra at the Body Language Academy is that what you reflect out is what is reflected back to you. So what am I reflecting out when I'm open? Vulnerability, stability, and I'm doing it in a confident way because I want you to see me as trustworthy, fully present, and open. And now I'm working at a higher level of authenticity. So here's our tip in trust, just to make sure and be very aware to keep one hand open and moving so you're not tempted to close everything down. This is not inviting. This is not saying I trust you. We want to keep things open because it connects us to that competence pillar. And we're doing that by encouraging movement. And at the Body Language Academy, you know, that's a lot to say, Body Language Strategy Academy. We teach posture that helps others going to perceive your openness and your trustworthiness. It's so important. So that moves us on to our next pillar. And let's get this right here. And that is approachability. The approachability pillar is the stamp of the emotional stamp of the tribe. This is the emotional stamp actually for all the pillars, because you can be confident, very articulate with what you're saying, showing up with beautiful movement, have lots of clarity and doing it in an open way. But if you are saying all these things and you have a grumpy look on your face, no one is going to want to approach you. They're going to be thinking in their head in that primary, oh man, this is not a good exchange. Oof, do I really want grumpy in my tribe? I look at that face all day long because we emotionally respond to what we physically see and hear. And no one wants to look at grumpy because it's going to create the impression that all our conversations are going to be crunchy. And what is crunchy? It's unsettling and negative. That's what crunchy means. And it just feels like it doesn't matter what that person is about to say, because you already see it on their face that it's a train wreck about to come. And that's how that primal brain is doing it. It's going, wow, there's some kind of inconsistency here. Something's not lining up. And it triggers the unknown. I'm not really sure what's going on. I don't have a good feeling about this. I don't like what's happening in front of me. And that primal brain, that safety mechanism is going to say no. And this is the worst moment because you've done your presentation. This is the moment where you've laid everything out on the table. You've shown them all your tools. You're the perfect fit for them. But something in the communication has been inconsistent, either in your messaging or the physicality. And you're going to get, I don't know, I need time to think about this. I'm going to have to go home and think about it. I'll have to get back to you. And that is the business killer because you know you're the right fit. Now you have to understand again, because people are looking at you through that lens of those 3 layers, that sometimes they have their own triggers that you can't prevent. You could have the same hair color as Aunt Gertrude, who's their favorite aunt. And I want to tell you, you don't need to fight through that. The key is to stay consistent, stay on your center, stay on your messaging, and you will naturally either magnetize them to you or you're going to vet them. So here's our last tool, and it is all about these eyebrows. These eyebrows here, they are magic. They're the unspoken cue of interest. With a slight raise, not cray-cray, but just with a slight raise of the eyebrows, we are telling people we're interested. The eyes are the windows to the soul. That slight lift shows the acknowledgement of interest. That lift opens the face and it shows that you're more present. And we can see this in a couple ways. So someone you find attractive, remember everything comes from that primal brain. Someone who might be possibly mate, and they walk through the door, a nice attractive person walks through the door. And what do? We go, You get that slight little eyebrow lift. We do the 3/4 tilt and we're open, we're vulnerable here to that person. Or if something exciting catches your eye and, and the eyebrows go up, and the more exciting, the higher our eyebrows go up. Or if we're in a deep conversation with someone and it's a little bit higher than normal, our brows might go up or come in a little bit because we're really invested in that moment. What does this all do? Right here, that slight lift of the brow, it's making people feel seen. It's so huge to our emotional condition. We're feeling connected to the tribe, and they're feeling connected to you. And that's our 4th pillar. So a quick review is that we talked about the first impression, which was the primal brain, the subconscious brain, and the conscious brain. The 4 body language success pillars: confidence, foundation of the tribe; competence, elite level; trust, the ownership; approachability, the emotional stamp. So what I'd like to share with you today, okay, the next slide, or ask you first is, how are you showing up? So at the Academy here, I really hope that you've heard what you've liked today, and I would like to just take a moment to share with you what the Academy offers and 2 specials we created for you. And again, this is the part where we want to slow down and not get anxious, because we're inviting people to come join us. The Academy offers live trainings, master classes, live coaching calls. They have a leadership and mastermind groups and personal coaching with Kirsten Shields or with myself. And today for you, we're offering a personal assessment. This assessment is $149, and it is less than half of our normal fee. And it would be with Kirsten Shields and myself. That body language success personal assessment is going to be 1-on-1 hour Zoom. And it will assess your body language in those 4 pillars: confidence, competence, trust, and approachability. You'll get a full printout of the body language success rating sheet for those 4 pillars and your body language success strategy plan. And after that session, you'll receive a copy of the recording. So I'll put that link down below. Now, we also have these 10-session group coachings that are available. That's how I started with Kirsten. That's what made an impact on my business and gave me the confidence I needed to create and start a new career. So if you do sign up for that, then you will get a free personal assessment. So next slide here. So these are some other classes that we offer: body language executive presence for executives, leadership, legacy, leadership management. Video marketing is another one that I took with her. I mean, a lot of us are scared to do our TikToks and our Facebook Reels. And this is where I was really taught how to kind of get over myself and exude that confidence and have that show up on film. And this is the thing that I'm most excited to share with you, because today, and I'll put the links down below, I would like to invite you all to try out this free 5-day body language challenge to find out how powerful your message is when you're not saying anything at all. And each day you're going to receive from the Body Language Strategy Academy a training video and a success tip. And these are the 5 topics that I'll be on: how fear affects your body language, how to exude your most authentic self, we reflect what we see, how to show up on purpose online, and the mindset of body language. My name is Patricia Tatarek, and I'm a body language strategy coach. And I'll put the information in that how to reach me. But I wanted to tell you that it's been an honor to share this information with you all today. And I hope you learned something new about body language and presenting, and that it has impacted you the same way it did me. Now I see we have about 3 minutes for questions. I'm going to copy this and get this in the chat.
Julianne has a question. Thank you, Patricia. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was great. I just, something popped up early on in your presentation, and that is, you were saying, how long do you suppose it takes to erase a negative first impression? But I was kind of curious about, sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes we have a good first impression about someone, but then that might change over time. So any idea like how long it takes before we change our good opinion about them?
Oh, that's an interesting question. That's not really something that I have addressed with Kirsten. I'm kind of newly certified and have worked with a couple people, but I'm still learning. That's a really great question. Well, I'm going to tell you something that I learned in real estate from Keller Williams. And it often said, slow to hire, quick to fire. So sometimes someone might make that good first impression, definitely. And then we see a bad impression, and that might be their true self. And I would probably give it a couple more times. And if that is more consistent than the first good impression, then I would have to decide if this is someone that I need in my tribe. Does that make sense to you? Because, oftentimes people make that good, we have I call it our dating faces on. We're great at that first date. We have our dating, we're on our best behavior. And then the true colors eventually come out. So learning to set boundaries, being authentic to yourself and learning how to set boundaries with people is a very healthy thing to do. And part of the Body Language Strategy Academy is some life coaching. And I have been life coached this past year with a life coach and with Kirsten 2 times a week. And I can tell you, I have really learned how to set my boundaries properly, and not in a passive aggressive way, but in a, the intention is love. We can either come to people through fear. This is Gary Zirkoff. We can come to people through fear, or we can do things through love. So if our intention is that we have to set a boundary, just set that boundary with love.
Yeah. Patricia, I have a question. A lot of times, especially as women, we get our spidey senses going, and we kind of know that this person, there's something kind of off that's not meshing with us, but we talk ourselves out of it. And then we come full circle around right back to, oh my gosh, I was totally right the first time. How do you get around that?
Oh, well, that is interesting. And can you say it just one more time for me?
Well, we get this first impression and our spidey senses go up, and we know this person is just kind of rubbing us the wrong way, but we talk ourselves out of it. We just talk ourselves into, yes, they're a good person. And then whether it be weeks or months or even years, sometimes later, it comes right back full into our face, and it's exactly what we thought they were.
Well, I kind of agree with Christina. It's all about learning who you are authentically. And when we get into our authentic self, again, it's where we learn to create boundaries in a loving way with other people. And that, you know, I feel God gave us an instinct as mothers, because the mothers keep the family together, protect the tribe, protect the young. And we have these natural born instincts, and you do need to be attuned to them. But sometimes we're not attuned to them because we haven't done the work to be our authentic selves. We become people pleasers, and we don't want people to look at us in a negative way when we say no. But one of the healthiest things you can do for yourself is to say no and to set those boundaries. And again, it comes back to the thing, maybe, you know, it's slow to hire. Take your time adding someone into your tribe, adding someone into that elite tribe of yourselves. Let them earn that. And if they're in that tribe and then they're not acting properly, that it's a loving conversation. And then it's setting boundaries. I just did this with my friends. I just had to set boundaries and say, this is what I need. This is not healthy for me. And that's okay. And that's okay. We have to do the work on ourselves, right, Christina? We need to do the work on ourselves so that we can get to that point where we can make healthy decisions for ourselves, and our decisions are not based on what other people's needs. There's a poem by Marianne Williams that we often dim our lights so others feel comfortable. We're all called to greatness, but we will dim our lights and dim our wants and dim our needs so others are feeling comfortable. I hope that's helped.
Yes, a lot of times that, and it goes from person to person. I see women dim their lights and then they'll brighten them for the next one, dim them a little bit. And it's kind of a chameleon effect. Yes.
I'll share I have Marion's email. I'll share the poem with her, and maybe you can share it with them. It was such an impact to read this poem about how all of us are dimming our lights just so others feel comfortable. We were all called for greatness. I mean, why can't we say we're beautiful and we're great and we're talented and we're spectacular? We were all God's children. We were all wonderfully and beautifully made. And I don't care what faith you're in. I mean, we all are, that just as human beings, we are all of those things. And we, especially as women, we've dimmed our lights working. I mean, as executive assistant, I worked in a man-dominated field for so long and had to dim my light to fit in there. And then what happens is in the book, How to Win Friends, Influence People, they talk about the domestication of society. We get domesticated. And I was told that I was too much. Well, I was too much because I was called for greatness, and I'm stepping into that greatness now. But how many years did I waste? That's why I'm doing this. I don't want other women to waste their time because they're got domesticated by society on a certain role that we had to be, or a certain way we had to be. I want everyone to shine, and I want them to shine brightly.
Well said. Very well said. Thank you so much. And we will go on. Make sure you look at our information. It's in the chat, right, Patricia?
Yes, the personal assessment, to sign up for that. If you sign up for the 5-day thing, that will get you into Kirsten's program. You can leave your email, and she will probably reach out to you to see if there's anything additional that you need. We don't normally put the website on there because you can kind of get lost because it's in our language and what is good for you. That requires a conversation usually.
Yes.
And there are group things to do, and there's individual.
Awesome. Thank you, Patricia.
So welcome.
Let's give her a hand.
Thank you everyone for having me.
So let's go into our breakout rooms. Jody, I think we can have 2 5-minute breakout sessions. And let's talk a little bit about what we learned from Patricia today.
I have a question. Do you want me to stay for that, or should I go ahead and leave?
The choice is totally up to you.
Well, I would like to stay if that's okay. I'd like to hear.
Why don't you? I was hoping you'd say that.
Okay.
Okay, so Jody's going to put us into rooms. So thank you, ladies, for sharing what you're doing. And we're going to go quickly to the raffle wheel and see who won the raffle. What is the raffle today, Miss Jody?
Raffle prize is the is a $50 gift certificate to the Mind Shop, which is, you know, the Center for Spiritual Awakening bookstore and gift store. So, okay, here we go, girls.
I thought you had it for a minute, Liz.
I know. Who's Jeannie?
Oh, well, it was a great meeting. Enjoyed seeing all your beautiful faces. And I will see you at our next events coming up. Bye, everyone. So good seeing you.
See you later,
Bye,
everybody.
Conrad.